Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back to the Mind Dump Podcast. Thanksgiving Day, guys. It's a great day. This is the day I'm making this video on. Go US of the A. America. Happy to be here. Usually. Now, what are we talking about, guys? Obviously, you have read the title. This is episode number, I think, 18 of the Mind Dump Podcast. Communication. Why is it important? What is it? Are we good at it? Are we not good at it? And how do we get better at it? Well, obviously, guys, people communicate different ways. A lot of people, good communicators. Even less people, great communicators. Way more people, not good communicators at all. And you learn that at like holiday times and stuff. Like, you know who in your family has a quick temper and who doesn't verbally communicate well and who physically communicates. And so, why am I intrigued about communication? I don't know. It could be because I know so many people who are not good communicators. But I was watching a video on TikTok today. And I don't know the guy's name, but he's all over TikTok giving like young men wisdom and stuff like that. And he was doing an interview. He's like a rancher or cowboy somewhere. And he was doing an interview for Chris Williamson. And he was saying that on his ranch, he has horses. Stay with me here. And these horses are great communicators, but they don't communicate the way we do. And even more importantly, they teach humans how to communicate without words. And this is interesting. Humans communicating without words. We all know. We can communicate without words. Every guy has that look they give their homeboys when they see something they like. Every guy also has that look when he's lying and his homeboy knows he's lying. And they both know they're lying. Someone's lying. Everyone knows how to communicate without words. It's really funny. But these horses teach people how to communicate without words. And it's interesting that humans are some of the only species, if not the only species, that creates its own language and has multiple languages per species. There's hundreds of languages that humans have created. And it'd be really difficult to learn all of them. But all dogs speak the same language. All horses speak the same language. All cats speak the same language. And it just goes on and on and on, right? It's like our ability to communicate is really what sets us apart from every animal. Think and communicate and reason. So, with that being said, right, when you communicate, guys, I think that it's very important that you learn how to physically read people. And I would say communicate physically, but that sounds like I'm advocating for domestic violence. No, do not communicate physically with your hands, but learning how others physically communicate with their body, with their expressions, really is a gift and a skill that many people do not have, right? And this is like a PSA to men, honestly. If you're a female watching this video, just know I'm talking to the guys out here right now. But you're welcome to stay. We'll turn this to a little bit more yellow. No, we're not. There we go. So, if you're a guy watching this video, communication, learning how women communicate, guys. Women are not as direct as we are. You know, if I don't like you, I tell you I don't like you. If I don't want to hang out with you, I tell you I don't want to really hang out. Women aren't like that. Unfortunately, they don't like to hurt people's feelings. They don't like when they're disliked like we do. Or they're not as okay with it if they're not liked as we are. And for all my young male viewers watching this, I'm young myself, but sometimes it's not what she says, it's how she acts. And when those two step out of line, she says one thing when she acts another way. You have to always go off of how does she act? What does she do? She says she likes me, but she doesn't have time for me. She doesn't really like you. She says she likes me, she hates me, but she always comes over. She doesn't really hate you. See, the thing about women is they put themselves where they want to be, not where they have to be. Women are created with so much more care and precision that they have options. And that's a foreign concept to most men because most men don't have options. Women at a very young age learn that their beauty is their power. That it's not about how strong they are, fast they are, or smart they are. It's about how well do I look and how does my beauty rank amongst other women. And that's not me saying that women being smart, funny, good personality is not important. It's very important. It's really important to good people. But as a whole, it's not as judged as a man's ability to entertain, be smart, provide, make money. That's not as important. Women, beauty gets them in the door a lot of the times. And so that's their power. And so you have to understand how they communicate is going to be vastly different than how we communicate because what they're achieving is vastly different than what we're achieving. Women put themselves where they want to be. I know many of my male friends have talked to women, this, that, the other. Oh, man, she said she has to go to bed at 8 o'clock. She said she was busy, but I saw her out bowling with another guy. X, Y, and Z. The list goes on and on of the women horror stories I hear. And this is not to dog on women, guys. They just communicate different. Picking up on their physical cues. They don't say they are uncomfortable around you verbally, but they shy back when you're around. They shut down when you're around. They don't have much to say to you when you come around. They give you weird stares. You know, they communicate very different than we do. And I'm saying this to you guys because I want you guys to be able to understand people in general without even having them to tell you what you want to know. Right? You know, some telltale signs if people are uncomfortable around you, people dislike you, they don't have much to say. Now, when you're talking to a woman, you're asking about herself, right? She never asks you about you. All she wants to talk about is herself. I went on holiday last year with X, Y, and Z, and this is where I went. This is the fun I had. This is where I go to school. This is what I want to do. But she never asks about you. She puts herself where she wants to be. She doesn't care about what you have going on. She's not interested in you. Because this might be contrary to popular belief, but she's asking someone about himself, herself, however she identifies. And don't be naive in thinking that she just taking it slow. Like, that's not. She's not even trying to get to know you guys. She doesn't care. So all you guys like still texting the same girl. Oh, she doesn't ask about me. She never texts me. She only texts me when she's bored, or she takes 24 hours to respond to me. Gosh, because she's not fucking. She's not interested. My bad. That's hilarious. She's not interested. Maybe you make people uncomfortable. Some people who are really high in extroversion could use a little bit of introversion. If you notice that when you're in public, people are kind of like weary of you, you're on another energy level that they're not really on, you're always pumped up to go, and everyone's kind of chilling out. Maybe dial it down just a little bit. And maybe if you're someone like me who in public, you're really kind of like, whatever. Some openness, some extroversion might do you some good. Being energetic. And now I have adult ADHD, which is looks very different than your normal person, because where I am comfortable alone to myself, even comfortable public speaking, I don't necessarily like being in public. I don't like being in crowds. I don't like hanging out with a lot of people at once. It's just too much stimulation. I like to be kind of left alone. And to many people, they think that that's me being rude, that I'm not nice. And I'm like, no, I just don't like being in public. But that's okay. This isn't about me. Communicating. Learning how to communicate without people talking is such a valuable skill, guys. Pick up on body language. Are people open to be around you? Do they want to be closer to you? Do they kind of shy away when you're around? Do people get jittery when they're around you? Do they try to find other things to do? That's a big one. Do people look for ways to make themselves busy around you? Do they look for other things to do when they're around you? Are they open to hang out with you? If you insist that, hey, we go watch a movie, and this goes back to the guy and girl thing, guys. If you insist on a girl, hey, we go watch a movie on Saturday, and she's like, oh, well, I can't. And you're like, okay, why? And there's not a real reason why. She doesn't like you. And maybe she likes you as a person, but she doesn't find you sexually attractive, or someone to romantically be attracted to. I don't know. Understanding, I think the main thing I'm trying to say is understanding people saying no without saying no. That's like really important with communication. Yes and no are some of the first two words we learn, and there's a reason for that. Acceptance versus non-acceptance, guys. And you can break life down into these two categories. Do people around me accept me? Do they not accept me? And you need to quickly and readily identify who accepts you and who doesn't accept you. It sounds very primal when I say it, but it's such a good thing to know who really trusts me. Who can I trust? The most basic thing in the world is who trusts me, who do I trust? That's almost identical to yes and no. Who gives me the green light? Who gives me the red light? And what signs are they giving me to where I know if it's a green or a red light? And I'm not saying go poking and prying and trying to pull it out of people. Do you like me? Do you want to be my friend? Do you want to hang out with me? Like, guys, maybe this approach might help some young guys here with women. Ask once. Does she want to hang out? Be okay with a yes and or a no. If it is no or anything other than yes, I would, but my cat died. I would, but it's raining outside. I would, but I have a test in 3 days I have to study for. I would, but yes, maybe, no. If it's not just hell yes, it's hell no. And the way you know it's hell no is because they don't insist on rescheduling. They don't try to make future plans. And that's not just, oh yeah, we'll do it some other time. That's not rescheduling. That's not future plans. That is, I want to say no, but I don't want you to dislike me, so I'm going to say maybe later. That's undercover no. That's I'm scared to tell you no. Learning yes and no, learning how to communicate without people using words, going back to my horse reference, is so important, guys. When we look at other animals, they don't communicate verbally like we do. And it would do humans some good to learn how to communicate without using words and learn how to read the room, read the people you're around. Young men, women say all the time that the guy I was talking to, he was just such an idiot. He doesn't take the hint. He doesn't get the hint. Guys, get the hint and learn how to get the hint quicker than later, sooner than later. Pick up on the hints people give you. Read the room. Watch people. How do they interact with each other? How do they interact with you? Stay calm. Stay collected. Don't be an asshole. Don't show out when people dislike you. Keep a mental note. Don't let it be indifferent to it, really, honestly. Be indifferent. Okay, they dislike me. I'm not going to change me, but I'm also understand where we stand, and that maybe you're not the person to do things with. Or I have to somewhat cater my personality around you because you may not be trustworthy, or X, Y, and Z. Learning to communicate, guys. As always, I love having you here. Like, subscribe, comment, share with a friend. Peace out.